Всем привет, меня зовут Дмитрий, я продолжаю прохождение игры The Elder Scrolls Online. В прошлой части я помог старым знакомым разобраться с гарпиями. И теперь я следую вот сюда, в эту деревушку. Смотрим, что будет дальше.
You stomp around like a wounded guar. Do you want the enemy to eat us?
А, это Адуса, мы ее видели у этого Верандиса.
Get down, you fool! Do you want the blood fiends to see us? Now hush, hush! Medusa needs her ears right now. No, wait. Strike that. Let's talk. You can help, Medusa, yes?
Какой помощи ты просишь?
What kind of help? The helpful kind, of course. I meant to arrive before evil invaded this hamlet, find Constable Maldred, and provide what help I could. But this one was detained, and the constable is nowhere to be seen. Moira's hope is lost.
Ну и что от меня нужно?
Patience. Medusa will explain. The survivors, they are our priority. We move together to... No, too obvious. We move separately, draw less attention that way. Medusa noticed a few survivors headed toward the large barn in the distance. Meet me there. You go first, then Medusa shall sneak off. Less chance of both of us getting captured by these cursed creatures that way.
Пару вопросов.
If you must, but hurry, please. Survivors have a terrible habit of becoming dead when they are left unattended.
Кто на самом деле?
Someone who wishes she had arrived in time to divert this tragedy. But if wishes were fishes, Medusa would be a very happy cat. This one is here to help. Now please, the survivors need us. Not is, was. This was the peaceful hamlet of Moira's Hope. Now it is a disaster area. Must Medusa explain everything? Look around. The people of Moira's Hope were either turned into blood fiends or turned into food for blood fiends. Now, as to the who and the why of this horror, Medusa cannot say.
Эти с Адусой в амбаре. Есть книжки. В той стороне. Опять вампиры везде. Нечисть, нежить. И так далее.
Stay back, vampire! I'll stick you with this sword. I mean it.
Calm down, Shaveskin. Your courage is commendable, but highly misplaced. We are here to help.
And how am I supposed to trust you?
This one could have overpowered you at any time. Now stand down, or Medusa will stick that sword where the bright moons never shine.
What? How dare you? Oh, very well. I'll just go and sit down or something.
Mortals. Show a little concern, and this is the thanks you get. And where is the constable? Why isn't he here? But that is a mystery for another time. The survivors are our priority. Still, these vampires, they are most unusual.
Почему странные?
Such precision, such coordination. Rarely have I seen vampires behave like an army instead of raiders. This wasn't an incursion. It was an occupation. We must work quickly. It won't take long for the enemy to discover our presence. You ask many questions, like a young one who has eaten too much moon sugar. Constable Maldred is a friend, a trusted contact. We have worked together in the past. And speaking of work, don't you have some survivors to save? That is what I am, yes? Surely you have learned by now that not every vampire is a monster. Medusa hopes that this doesn't make you uncomfortable. We still have survivors that need our assistance. Such
Так,
precision.
каков наш план?
You stay here and guard these townsfolk. I'll go search for more survivors. No, no. Reverse that. Better for you to search, and Adusa to stay here. Watch for signs of the constable. I will try to learn more about our enemy while you are gone.
Спасти выживших. Преследует меня.
I know how to deal with your kind. Come any closer and this goes straight into your heart.
Я пришел спасти.
Perfectly safe right where I am. Thank you very much. I've got a sharp blade and plenty of food. I'm downright cozy. But those bloodsuckers turn the townsfolk into their feral pets. Absolutely depressing. Divines take them all.
Я буду безопаснее в вампире.
There are other survivors? Why didn't you say so? I'll follow you, but we need to be very careful. These creatures aren't like any vampires I ever read or heard stories about. They're like a Divine's damned army.
Так, наверх.
Come on, let's have at it. I'd rather die fighting than get turned into one of your pitiful creatures. Well, that's a relief. I thought for sure you were going to kill me. I just wish you had gotten here in time to save my father. They called her Larea. She demanded that we line up to receive her blessing. That's what she called it, her blessing. My father was one of the first to step forward and tell her what to do with her blessing. She ripped out his throat.
А, это Лера, это дочь графа, который превратился в вампира. Так.
Of course, you're right. I know you're right. Lead the way.
К сожалению, не успели спасти.
I'll let you handle this one. I'll take the next. We showed them.
Так,
I'll let you
завали.
handle this one. I'll take the next. We showed them.
Веста.
Divine, save me! Please, I'll join your army. Really, I will. Just don't kill me.
Ну ты горишь.
Oh, you're not one of them, are you? Thank the Divines. They just marched into town like they owned the place. That cold, horrible woman. She whispered something to the soldier, and people began to change. The woman made a strange gesture, and townsfolk began turning into blood fiends. And she just walked away and let her companions... They were so fast, so strong. They started tearing people apart. Anyone who didn't change was attacked. Other survivors? I did dare hope. All right, lead the way.
Так, а что, кто-то Есть.
Vampire or blood fiend, you will fall to Adusa's terribly swift blades.
Это я.
It's just you. Never mind then. While you were gone, we had a few visitors. Nothing Adusa couldn't handle, of course, but we shouldn't linger in this place much longer.
Я нашел столько выживших, сколько смог.
Yes, Adusa noticed. Fewer than I hoped, but more than I expected. Meanwhile, this one learned that the vampires left a commander here. He's up in the house, atop the hill. Moira's hope can never recover while he controls the town. Militant vampires require structure. Why is that so surprising? But we have more pressing matters. I will get the survivors out of town. You must deal with the vampire commander. Meet us on the road when the deed is done.
Дом на холме. Так. Хорошо. Тут мэр жил, да?
I was wondering when you were going to arrive, Adusa.
Понятно, в общем, он всех тут сдал. Все, готов. Приказ Лерай. Поступил разумно, решив присоединиться к нашему делу. Я начала превращать жителей Надежды Моря в кровавых монстров, которые подчиняются нам. Твоя задача проста — проследить, чтобы превращение шло своим чередом, и чтобы никто не выжил. Тех, кто не был превращен, следует скормить кровавым монстрам или убить без всякого милосердия. Когда превращение завершится, собери кровавых монстров и ожидай дальнейших указаний. Анклер. Разрушили их планы. Вызов. Так, что у нас тут? Мне нужно как-то туда. Потом. Трупы, трупы везде.
By the look on your face, Adusa assumes you were successful? The vampire commander is dead, yes?
Да.
Maldred? That's the name of the... No. That unclawed traitor! Adusa only wishes she had been the one to end him. You did well, Five Claw. Adusa will see that these people reach a safe haven. Then I have business of my own to attend to. There is something sinister going on in Ривенспайр, Five Claw. Keep your wits about you and stay fragrant. What you saw here is only the beginning.
Разбудишь выживших.
Adusa will take the survivors to Hoarfrost Downs. They should be safe enough there. Pardon, but this one is still coming to grips with how fast the Blood Fiends were created, and with the Constable's betrayal. Yes, word of what happened here must be carried to my master, Count Verandis. There is much work to be done, and very little time if Lorea has truly ventured this far south. Typically, a vampire degenerates over time, eventually withering into a mindless blood fiend. The process we observed in Moira's Hope was quite the opposite. The blood curse appeared to change its victims into blood fiends almost immediately.
Артефакт усилил все эти превращения. Так, там надо собрать книжки. Транахи даже здесь есть.
Destroy this anchor, and scores more will take its place.
Чё, кто-то еще хочет?
When you destroy the next, this one will have returned.
Так, хорошо. Проверю здесь книжечку. Паучок. Ох, видите, он сжирает маленьких паучков, восстанавливает все здоровье. Какая мерзость. Хватит жрать, хватит жрать. Так, а где? Что куда? А, вот. Разновидности доэдра. Здесь все о доэдра рассказывается. Нет, круто, что так придумали. Так, только мне единственное не нравится... Сейчас... Важное оружие. Так, у нас тут есть. Я видел тут какой-то тент. Здравствуйте. Короче, здесь есть еще скрытые квесты. То есть квесты, которые не отмечены на карте. Вот один из них, видимо... Давайте мы его прочитаем. Это мне надо отнести. Припасы. Так, рецепт, кстати, можно видеть. Вот дневник Недраса. Так. Сестра изо всех сил старается заработать на жизнь, но Гединора день ото дня чувствует себя все хуже и хуже. Никто не хочет брать на работу эльфа-людоеда из южных джунглей. Мне придется оставить ее здесь, в Нордпойнте. Оставить, чтобы достать денег на ее лекарства. Провел с разбойниками жесткой руки. Лишь несколько дней я заработал больше золота, чем получал раньше за 3 месяца. Большую часть я отправил сестре. Как бы мне хотелось, чтобы все сложилось иначе. Как бы не кончилась моя жизнь, я умру, зная, что сумел позаботиться о своей семье. Так, нужно прочесть дневник. Я это уже сделал. Нет. Палитра красок. Выглядит неплохо. Давай. Так, понятно. В общем, да, скрытый квест это здорово. Что я нашел? Так, иду сюда, возьму книжку. Половик. Давайте с паучком поделимся. Есть кто? Вызов Азуры. С Азурой мы уже встречались в прошлой зоне. Он теперь за нами будет следить. Отлично. Так, дальше мы буду сюда. Так, ну и, наверное, пока на этом закончу. Вот увидимся в следующей серии. До свидания.